Well, will he or won't he? Since Republican Congressman Mike Pence won the values voter straw poll, everyone is asking, will he run for president? Now, see if you can figure it out. Congressman Pence goes on the record. Congressman, nice to see you, sir.
Good to see you, Greta.
And thank you for letting us come to your office.
You bet.
All right, Congressman, if your party wins a majority come November, and that's a big if, we don't know which way it's going to fall, what are you going to do? What are your plans about health care?
Well, look, House Republicans will not rest until we repeal Obamacare lock, stock, and barrel and start over with the kind of health care reform that will focus on lowering the cost of health insurance without growing the size of government.
Does that mean, though, like there's a lot of things that I think many Americans like pre-existing diseases or health problems that you can't be denied coverage. Is that something in a Republican starting all over? Would that be something you would not think of providing?
Well, look, we just think the American people want to start over. We're 6 months since that third Sunday in March when this legislation was passed into law and signed by the president. And the more the American people have come to see this, the more they understand it's nothing other than a government takeover of health care. We'll keep those parts. We'll address the issues that are popular with the American people. We can cover pre-existing conditions by taking savings from medical malpractice reform and block granting it to the states. We can take those small elements and make sure they're included in any free market, patient-centered health care reform. But the American people want to repeal Obamacare lock, stock, and barrel, and Republicans are determined to do just that. Are
Republicans, and let me be more specific, I guess, to you, are you opposed to the national health care, the Obamacare, as you call it, under sort of principled reasons that the federal government shouldn't be involved in so many people's decisions, or is it cost, or both?
Well, it really is both. It's the idea that you've covered so extensively about this, the notion that the federal government can require you to purchase health insurance whether you want it or need it or not. That's being litigated around the country now. The American people are opposed to that mandate. They're opposed to the creation of this massive new government-run health exchange. They just know we can do better.
What about the people who want health, so the reverse situation, who want health care but simply can't afford it?
Well, look, the reality is that small business owners, like the business owners that we met with this week in Virginia, are struggling with the rising cost of health insurance. In many cases, small businesses and family farmers want to provide health insurance for their employees, but they can't afford it. And as premiums continue to rise dramatically, it becomes even worse. What we need is health care reform that's based on consumer choice. Allow the American people and businesses to purchase health insurance across state lines the way they purchase other forms of insurance, and you'll see a whole new marketplace develop, and you'll see costs come down.
Well, what is that? Why can't you go across state lines? I mean, I heard that from Governor Pawlenty this week, and I've heard it a number of times, and I keep meaning to go back, but why can't you shop for your health insurance? What's the impediment? Is there a legal impediment?
Well, it's just the way it's evolved over time, that health insurance has been regulated on a state-by-state basis, and so essentially it becomes a one-state market for every American. But we can reform that. We can allow the American people to become choosy shoppers. Why hasn't that happened? Because
that seems like an easy one. I mean, I can't imagine either Democrats or Republicans, just that small aspect. I mean, we've had that problem for quite some time, even before we had the change in health care. Why can't we have that?
Well, it's really lost on me. I'll never forget having a conversation with former Senator Tom Daschle, who was an instrumental architect of Obamacare, who said that he opposed allowing people to purchase across state lines because it would be a race to the bottom. And I got to tell you, a lot of small business owners out there, a lot of Americans out there would like to see a race to the bottom in cost of health insurance, and that's exactly what a nationwide competitive marketplace will do.
Are there any Republicans that you know right now who are opposed in the Congress, opposed to repealing the national health care?
No, I'll tell you what, Republicans are united in our commitment to repeal Obamacare lock, stock, and barrel, but we're also united in our commitment to immediately start over with health care reform that really focuses on patient-centered solutions, on free market solutions, on medical malpractice reform, and on providing coverage for people with pre-existing conditions through existing state programs.
All right, let me give you a line from one of your speeches. I'm a Christian, I'm a conservative, I'm a Republican in that order. I assume you know what I'm talking about.
You bet.
That's from the Value Voters Summit, and then they had the straw poll vote, and you're the winner.
Well, we were, and we came out of the Purdue-Ball State football game on Saturday and started getting emails about that. And I have to tell you, I was deeply humbled by that affirmation, but I really do believe it was more about our message than about the messenger. My message at the Values Voter Summit was that we win as a movement and as a party when we bring everyone in our movement together. Those are people that are committed to limited government, committed to a strong defense, and committed to traditional moral values without apology.
But on a personal side, are you tempted? I mean, when you walk out and you find out that they picked you as the choice to run on the Republican nomination, this group, are you tempted?
Look, I'll tell you what.
Tempted?
As my family and I look at the future,
tempted?
As my family and I look at the future, I have to tell you, from the bottom of my heart, this election, November 2nd, is so important. I think every American that cares about restoring fiscal responsibility, about getting this federal government back on a pathway toward a balanced budget, getting this economy growing again, and turning our nation away from this decisive leftward turn, every American that cares about those issues ought to remain completely focused on November 2nd, and we'll let the future take care of itself.
All right, so I don't get an answer. I'm tempted no matter how much I try. Let me try this way. Are you a definite no?
We'll let the future take care of itself.
So I take that as not a no. I didn't get a no out of you. You could have said no. I guess
it's good to see you, Greta.
Nice to see you, Congressman. Thank you. I take that as my exit. Thank you, sir.